I guess what I enjoy most about romantic comedy is that when it has these kind of elements, and it kind of combines with your sort of second question, which is I love the ones that kind of make people laugh and cry and aren't afraid to sort of go to places that are more sad or darker, but also places that are lighter, and even sometimes have those emotions sitting side by side in a scene, you know. That's what I enjoy, is trying to capture that real. I think that's the closest to what real life sort of is, even if it's a little heightened and a little bit better than we remember it or imagine it. That's what I enjoy most about it. Katie was already attached, and that was a big part of why I wanted to make the movie. I thought that lead actor always sets the tone for the caliber of what the actors can do, and she could do everything, from drama to the comedy. And then we got Josh, who's equally adept at doing those things, and just as charming and just as good looking, and they had incredible chemistry. And then around them, we really wanted to put a host of all fresh faces that really popped in a movie like this, because I feel like if you go to romantic comedy and all of it, the burden is on the leads to be funny, it doesn't allow them to be more real sometimes, and it's nice to have a real chorus of people around them that are funny in their own right. And we used the working title model a little bit for that, from some of the great British comedies that have come our way. And we got improv artists from all over the country that are really, really well known for that to play the neighbors and to play the CPS worker. And we got a great cast of characters. I feel like you can have a plan, and if you know what the intent of the scene is, that's great. And the lines, you need to capture it once maybe. But it's always best if you've got an actor who's skilled at that, at creating in the moment, or even in rehearsal. With a lot of the actors, I rehearsed for the week or week and a half before, and just to get them in the mood so that when they were on the set, they would be able to sort of free flow and do those things. I think it's almost like having a group of musicians, and if they just play the notes that are on the page, it's one thing. But if you really let them riff and go, you get something else that's totally wonderful. And we were really fortunate. Yes, triplets. The three biggest divas I've ever worked with. They were all. I understand why people are afraid of working with kids, but they're very cute and adorable, and that's that's their protective device. Anyway, but they're really great. You have to kind of schedule out what they're going to be eating, when they're going to be sleeping. It's almost like being a parent in that way, and so that you can get the best out of them. And bring them to set for the 1 or 2 hours a day that they may be at their at their happiest, and try and capture as much as you can in that moment. And so it's a lot of scheduling. It was great. Atlanta. I think it was really terrific to have a city on film that isn't, especially because so much of this was taking place in a community, and you didn't want it to feel like one of the thousands of communities you've seen in Los Angeles and all the TV shows or all the other movies. So it was nice to have a place that had a touch of seasons, but didn't have, because we were going over the course of a whole year, we didn't want snow per se, but we did want the leaves to fall and to turn, and it was the people there were phenomenal, and I think it led to, again, a sense of something atmospherically that was different in the movie. It starts with this awful blind date, which some of us have been on. And the fact of the matter is the movie goes from that moment to, when these individuals end up raising a child together, really out of love for their friends and the child, more than out of even like for one another. And then all the chaos that happens to them, and really both of them being sort of in the sink or swim kind of situation, I think opens both of them up to love. And I'm not sure that if this event hadn't happened, not that they wouldn't have fallen for one another, but I don't know who they would have fallen for, because I think they were both really closed off kind of people at the beginning of the movie. And this child really kind of opens them up to the possibility of a relationship, and they fall for one another as a result.